Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope y'all are having a very happy Mother's Day. Know how much you're loved. And I'm here with my mom for Mother's Day. So it's starting off to be a great day. Mom told me she only wanted 2 things for Mother's Day.
I should have been more specific. I said, feed me and let me rest. Well, we've accomplished one with Mickey D's. I haven't rested yet.
You did rest.
Well, I did, probably.
You
we went
did
to bed
rest.
like 1 o'clock or something.
Oh my God, it was late when we got in. Well, she told me, let me rest. Yeehaw. Hi, handsome Tim. Good morning, my love.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, hello. Good morning. Good morning, Sharon. Well, Mom said, let me rest and feed me. So she rested until 9 a.m.
Yeah, something like that.
And then I got her the only 2 choices for DoorDash. I said, do you want McDonald's or do you want Wendy's? And she said McDonald's. So she got McDonald's. She had what did you have?
Bacon, egg, cheese, biscuit with Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bacon, egg, cheese, biscuit, Canadian bacon, and a hash brown and a orange juice. Not the breakfast of champions that I hope to feed her, but everything's closed. There's an American diner across the street, but it's closed for Mother's Day. And the breakfast buffet thingy downstairs was
Lacking.
lacking.
If you like prepared frozen foods, I mean, it was okay. It was like school cafeteria food.
School cafeteria food downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to review what we did yesterday, and then I'll post the video tonight. So we've got a lot to tell you about. So we're going to try to fit it in under 20, 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, because we're going to go to a very special place after this. So yesterday morning, we woke up and we headed across the area here to a store called Broadbent's. And Broadbent's has
Country ham, country bacon, country sausage, sorghum molasses, grits,
ground grits.
good old grits, cornbread mix, things like that. They also serve fresh sandwiches too.
Yeah. So they had 6, 7 flavors of bacon, country ham, whole country hams. So we got a lot of things to take home. Handsome Tim doesn't like country ham because it's too salty. And maybe he'll like the bacon I got. It's applewood smoked, and I got brown sugar thick cut. So we'll see. But I got some honey, and I got we didn't get any pulled cream candy there because they were out. She said, Happy Mother's Day. She said they don't carry it during the summer months because it's hard to ship because it'll melt. So Mom was really bummed out to not have any cream candy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
$200 later. For me.
Well, no.
Was it me?
No, it was both of us. Yours was well, she spent $90-something, and I spent like $84. But we don't get to come up here often, so it's a splurge. It's a splurge.
It's expensive to ship.
Oh, and it's very expensive to ship. It's like $40 to ship. So we asked the lady, could we have a box to carry everything out of the store? And she said, well, I can sell you a box. And then she came back and said, well, you spent enough money. I think the box could be free. And then Mom said, well, I got you a T-shirt so we can mark it down in Texas. So it's a marketing expense.
Yeah, just write it off.
Just write the box off. Well, so we brought the box back here to the hotel so all the things didn't get hot while we were gone all day. And then we realized that we have to get some flowers to put on her mother's grave and my grandmother Geneva's grave, Grandma Mwanda's grave. So we beelined over to the florist that we always go to, only to find out that the florist was closed down and it's now a VFW casino. So we had to pivot and adapt, right, Mama?
Yeah.
Pivot and adapt. She pulled out her phone. She was like, florist.
Near me now.
Near me now. And we found a florist right around the courthouse, around the corner in downtown Princeton.
And come to find out, everybody, all our relatives had gone to school with her relatives, and her
Oh.
kids, or everybody knew everybody.
So we go into the flower shop. We're like, we need 2 saddles for the top of the graves, and we need. I want to get some flowers for my aunts. I have my 2 aunts. So she told me I could take one of them. We could come back and pick up the saddle. We were gonna get one made for Wanda, my grandmother Wanda, the one that this tattoo is for. She loved roses, so we got her roses, and she said, "I'll make it for you." She said, "Who you related to?" I said, "Well, how you know this town?" I said, "Well, she was born here." She said, "Who's your people?" I said, "Well, do you know Kelly?" She said, "Yeah, I know Kelly. That's my brother." "Oh, yeah, his son went to school with my boy. Y'all are good. You don't have to pay. We'll see you later."
We walked out with $100 worth of flowers, at least. Over $100.
We walked out with the flowers, and when we walked out with the flowers, she said, "Y'all just come back later and pay me, okay? That's all right." So it was strange. I left my phone number, but I guess that's small town, Kentucky. So we walked out, and we drove to my uncle's house, my aunt's house, and my cousin drove in from Louisville to see his mom, but see us too. And we got to see them and their cat and hang out and see their pretty garden. And they said, "Well, we're hungry. Y'all ready to go?" So we went over to a Mexican restaurant, and we had a nice meal. Well, I say it's funny because you come to Kentucky to have Mexican, and Texas is a little more Mexican than Kentucky. So it was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay. Right. It was meat and some peppers and onions, and I had a thin cut ribeye steak, and it was really good. My uncle treated for lunch, and he said, "There's more where that comes from if you come back sooner." Wink, wink.
Well,
so I think he was trying to bribe me with food, y'all. He was trying to tell me, "You come back up here to Kentucky and I'll buy you more food." So we left. I hear my accent getting stronger.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed I'm talking different? Oh my God.
You need to
I gotta
stop.
run.
You need to stop.
I'm Sam, my Kentucky's coming out.
Who are you again? You were born in Texas. You didn't even inherit that.
But you put me up here every summer, so I got a little Kentucky, Texas in me.
I messed you up.
And then I speak fluent Spanish, so I just sound like an alien.
Yeah.
Well, we left left for the Mexican restaurant, ate the Mexican food, got done there, and then we had to go quick because everything in the area closes at 2 p.m.
Yeah, on a Saturday.
On a Saturday. So we had the florist said she closed at 2 p.m. She said, "Oh, honey, I'm going to be here all day until it's over." She said, "Just come back, this afternoon sometime. I'll be here." So we went back to the store called Newsom's, and Newsom's, we were hoping, had pulled creams. We had one more chance to get pulled creams.
And they had a bunch of it.
They had a bunch of Mom Blakeman's pulled creams. So we convinced my cousin Cody to get in the truck. Now he's 6'2", and he was helping my mama with the stool to get in the truck.
In the truck.
Yeah. You tell the story. I talk too much.
Well, I mean,
We went to Newsom's.
yeah, and they have a lot of the really old sodas and the really old candies, and they have, they had jams and jellies and honey and molasses. They had all it has the old oiled wooden floors, and it's the original building.
Well, it was built in 1917, so very old history when you walk into this place, and I'll show y'all on the video tonight. I loaded the video from day 2 last night at 12:45 p.m. So if you haven't seen that one, check that one out. Remember to like the video below, because when you like it, apparently there's a new algorithm in YouTube. You have to like it in order to see the next ones. So y'all make sure you like it below. So Handsome Tim, you make sure you like this video as well, please. I liked your morning one, sir. It was beautiful. So we went to Newsom's. My cousin Cody had never been there before, so you get to see him firsthand where he's lived in this town but never been to the store.
It's right on Main Street.
Right.
He had to walk by it when he went places.
I mean, he had to have. I don't know how he hadn't seen it before. So we went to Newsom's, and we saw the man, and I was videoing the Mom Blakeman's candy, and the man working the store was like, "Thank you so much, Handsome Tim." And the man was like, "That is so cool. Y'all are videoing everything. What are you doing that for?" I said, "We have a YouTube channel." "Oh, that's awesome." Well, This store is quite famous because they're featured on lots of cooking shows and
It's a James Beard specialty thing.
James Beard award-winning
Yeah, it's
place, but very small and very tight. So a lot of Amish canned goods, a lot of pickled goods, like pickled asparagus, pickled green beans. Well, I bought 2 things of Amish honey and pulled creams, and Mama got a couple of things of pulled creams. Well, I had that thing cracked open when I left the store,
You
and
probably ate half of it.
well, no, I don't tell people that.
Okay.
I did not eat half.
I mean, a little container, like a 12-ounce container, was like $19.
Oh, no.
And she's probably consumed $10 worth. of
You
it.
know what?
What?
I'm gonna have to set some boundaries before we do these videos.
Oh, about
because
sugar?
you're not supposed to tell people that I cheated on my carnivore.
Oh, well, they know that.
Well, I can tell in my face that I did.
Okay.
So anyway, anywho,
And so we went back.
we have some more to tell y'all. Something actually bad happened, but something good happened. So here's what happened. We left Newsom's. We went to the Blossom store and we got the flowers. We picked up the flowers. So there were 2 saddles, and we had the red saddle and then like a pink and orange kind of saddle.
Yeah.
So one for Geneva, one for Wanda's grave.
For those of you who don't know what a saddle is, it's a flower arrangement that clamps down on the headstone.
Yeah.
That's what we call them, saddles.
Yeah, not the Western saddles.
Yeah, it's a flower arrangement.
But a flower arrangement that they build with a block in the middle and then 2 grippers on the sides. And then when you bend it under and stick it on top of the tombstone, it just clamps down. It'll stay there for a long time. So we got 2 saddles. They were actually pretty good price. They were $45 for a big flower arrangement. So we'll take y'all to the cemetery. I'm gonna, if my mom lets me. I know it's kind of a personal thing, so we might show you that if my mom's okay with it.
Hey, I'm going to be sitting in the truck.
Oh, so my mom's gonna be sitting in the truck, and I'm about to tell y'all why. So here's what had happened. So what happened was we went back. Let me fast forward. We left the flower shop. We went back to my aunt's and uncle's house to drop off my cousin. We hung out, talked stories, told stories, almost fell asleep on the couch. It was so peaceful there. Looked at some plants, just shooting the breeze with them and looking at all the plants they planted in the new garden, and it was lovely. We had a lot of time to talk there, so we probably stayed about 2 more hours. Well, at this point, we looked at the time, and my mom's brother and his wife just built a new house out in the country, right where that big tornado went through, but it didn't hit their house.
Mm-hmm.
So we drive out in the middle of cow pastures and this winding road.
They
and
were going to feed us barbecue, so we were on a time crunch.
yes, so that we were going to eat Heaton's barbecue at 5:30 p.m., so we had to beeline over there. So we get there, we see their new house. It is amazing. It's like this quaint, 2-floored, the bottom part's under the earth, so they have a protection from the tornadoes. So they're showing us around and updating us that their dog had passed, and we didn't know. We hadn't talked to him. And my uncle said, I asked my uncle, can we go out after we ate the Heaton's barbecue? We had Heaton's barbecue, coleslaw, baked beans with onion and bacon. We had
Bacon pickles.
pickles. We had pickles. There was bacon in the baked beans.
Oh, the baked beans, yeah.
There was baked
Oh, I
beans
thought-
with
I thought
bacon
you
and
said-
onions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was pickles. Well, then after the dinner on the nice screened-in patio, which now I know I want to go home and have a screened-in patio because that was amazing. I said, Uncle, can I go down and see the creek at the bottom of your house and the old railroad trestles? He said, okay, let me get the 4x4 and I'll pull around front and you jump in and we'll ride down to the creek. He said, but you can't get out of the 4x4 because it's deer tick season unless you want to get deer ticks all over you. That might be funny for the video. I said, that's not funny. I don't want Lyme's disease. So we go in the 4x4, go down the hill, go to the railroad trestles that were built in 1917. And then we cut a corner to go to the creek. And he said, you see that over there? There was this guy named Peg Leg Pete. Am I telling that right?
Yeah.
Peg Leg Pete.
He was a hobo.
A hobo. And this was his hobo stand.
It was like a slanted shed.
Like a slanted shed that was built back in the day. And then the hobos would sleep under this shed and then they would jump on the train. And they would ride around. And then, I guess, come back.
They knew it was there.
They knew the little shed was there. So I was like, wow, you have a lot of history. This is awesome. So we get back. It's like a 50-degree incline to go up this hill. And then we get to the top. And I said, you should take Mom and take her on the 4x4. Mom's like reluctant to go on the 4x4, but she was like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's okay.
So then she gets out. She's like, how do I get in here? And she opens the handle. She gets in the 4x4. This is about to go wrong. and she gets in the 4x4 and she's going down the hill, and they're going around, and I can hear them talking, and they go down by the creek.
The same thing.
The same path that I did. He told the
all that
same
stuff.
story.
Yeah.
And they brought her back up the hill, took her down the road to see the lake because they have a horseshoe kind of small lake. He said that he used to fish there when he was with my Uncle Joby, my great Uncle Joby. And him and Joby used to fish and hunt there when they were kids. So when they came back around and he parked the 4x4 down the driveway and Mom goes to get out. No, hold on. They parked it, and Mom was coming to walk back up the hill. Now go ahead.
Okay. He pulled in the garage, the huge garage that holds his RV.
Mm-hmm.
Showed me the RV. So I started walking back up. His truck was parked like right there, and I didn't have enough space to walk but on the concrete by the truck, so I decided to walk in the grass. So as I go to walk in the grass was so tall and so lush, I couldn't see the hole. So as I'm walking, and my foot went, and I just like slid into home base, and I went, oh shit. But I got up,
And then my uncle yells out, "Gravity works!" And then my mom, felt her ankle about to snap, so she instinctively threw her body forward, so she landed on her hand. So
yeah, it's like swollen.
look at her hand.
Yeah, it's
So
all
she has a black and blue hand.
black and blue.
She has a grade 2 sprained ankle, and so now we're limited on what Mama can do. So she's gonna have to stay in the truck at the cemetery because it's on a slant and it's gravel.
Well, I said, oh, you probably pushed me. He says, no, it was our Uncle Malcolm. And I'm like, yeah. Well, I said, but we had already been talking about his way of honoring the uncle was to pour beer on his grave, but the beer went through his kidneys first. So as he said, well, it's Malcolm that did this. I said, you need to stop pissing on his grave. Don't piss him off. So we haven't heard.
So he's trying to say that family. I don't know if I believe in all that, but he's trying to say that my great uncle Malcolm pushed her as a way to get back at him. But she accused him of pushing. She said
nobody pushed me.
She thought that her
I'm
brother.
glad somebody pushed me forward instead of down, because I would have rolled.
Well, no, but here's the good thing. If he did push you or someone pushed you, no one pushed you, but you had the hole and you threw yourself down, it was grass.
It was grass, and I didn't go right if I didn't go this way, because then I would have gone down the hill.
Right. And then you went rolling down the hill.
Then I would have rolled down the hill.
You wanted to roll down the hill since we've been here.
But not like that.
Well,
and the bad thing is, I've stopped drinking. I can't even blame it on being drunk. It used to be that we would just drink all the time, and it's like now it's like nobody drinks anymore. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm just getting old.
Oh my God! So Mama gets up, she assesses whether she can walk or not.
I'm okay, and I walked.
And my uncle said, well, she's not limping. So we get her into the house, and he makes her an ice pack, and he gives her a towel to wrap around it, and she started icing it, and her hands started swelling up, then her ankles started swelling up, and I was like, oh, well, you're still walking, you're all right, you'll be fine. She's like, I don't know if I can get in the truck, so I put her stool out there, and I gave her butt a shove to get in the truck, and and then we left there at 11:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And then we drove about 25 minutes back to the hotel. We get back here, she slowly makes her way into the room. She pulls out her cryoderm cream, and she ices her ankle and then rubs her cryoderm cream all over it. And then this morning she got up and she said, things hurt in my body that haven't hurt in years.
Like, why does this hurt? Why does that hurt? I'm like, well, hell, you fell. It's like...
So my uncle tried to make her feel better, and she didn't hear it. He said, I've fallen 4 times this year.
But
it's not funny. It's not funny, but it's not funny that we fall, like things, you fall or whatever. But now I'm gonna stand next to you and let you hold my arm wherever you go, because so my uncle,
he's got a cane.
Yeah, my uncle dug a cane out of the garage that Uncle Buddy had, and he said it's a $20 cane. It's not a $5 cane. He said it's the aluminum one with the adjustable height, and so we're gonna get an aluminum cane for her today.
I've been on a cane before.
Well, at least you're not ashamed of it. Maybe we can match it with your purple shirt.
It is. It's probably purple. No, it's probably not. I had a purple one.
You had a purple cane, yeah.
So if you thought that was an earthquake, nah, that wasn't an earthquake. That was my fat butt falling forward. Well, that wasn't in my butt. I just laid. I did a boob.
That was
thing.
the 4.4 earthquake?
I did a boob thing like you.
Oh, you remember when I said you have to bounce on the boobs? My mom said
I bounced.
she remembered that, so she was like, bounce on the boobs. But she did put her hand out and...
Yeah, I caught it.
Yeah, it's so purple. It doesn't look as purple on the camera, but it's purple.
It's swollen.
So she bounced on the boobs, and then my uncle said, what are you doing?
He said it was like slow motion.
What are you doing? Why are you falling on the ground? He said, I just looked down, and your body like tumbled over, and your legs were over your head. He said, and I just stood back there. He said, I didn't even try to catch you. I didn't know what you were doing. He said, you know what I'm most upset about? I said, what are you most upset about? He said, I just took down the camera that was facing from the garage. He said, that would have been a great video for your YouTube.
And he would have done it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he would have had it all over. He would have been making fun of you for years.
I know.
He would have showed it at every family Christmas.
I know.
He would say, look at Aunt Deb falling down the hill. Yeah. So that was the adventure, but we stayed up talking to them about all kinds of world stuff last night, and it was really nice. We haven't seen them since her daddy died. Never take the camera down. Right? Okay. We hadn't seen them since their daddy's funeral in 2019 September, and after our tiny house flooded, my granddaddy Tiny died, but I saw him before he passed, and she got to see him on FaceTime. And when he passed was the last time we saw their face, so that would have been 6 years ago. Yeah. And he said, well, come back when you can stay longer. I choked on my spit. Thank you, Mama.
Oh, I'm supposed to do talking? Oh, yeah. Let me see. Well, what I found fascinating, he's built this really nice house, and it's really nice. And he did all the interior because he makes cabinets for a living. But the name of the road that goes by his house is the Pool Cemetery Road. Well, Pool Cemetery that's our cemetery, my family's cemetery, and the Pool Cemetery, you can almost literally look and see it at the top of the hill, probably a quarter of a mile away.
It won't go away.
Oh, well, I can't keep talking.
I feel like I'm choking.
You're all right. You're all right.
I have spit, so right here, it's like, hold on, I'm going to get a drink.
Oh, Lord, now she's left me. Anyway, I remember for years we're standing at the Pool Cemetery and looking out over this beautiful hay fields, croplands, and you could just go on for miles. But that was what we used to look at. And I'm thinking, who would have known that, years down the line, my brother would build a house over there by the lake. We called it Railroad Lake because when they had the steam engines and they needed water, they got water for the engines from that lake. So there's a big abandoned railroad trestle there where they used to stop. So, you gonna talk now?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, keep going. Okay. Anyway, on his property there are a pair of eagles, bald eagles. There's Canadian geese. There's coyotes. There's about everything we have. But they also have deer ticks, and so that was a big detriment. And they have deer. They had a deer that had quadruplets.
Oh yeah, quadruplets.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I got something stuck in my throat.
But I didn't know deer could have 4. But
I'm glad you brought the seltzer water because it fizzed it right out.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, my uncle said he feels like he lives on a nature preserve because he saw an albino. I don't know if he told you this. He saw an albino skunk, and he has a family of 12 martins, the birds, living in his birdhouses, and he said he has armadillos, he has coyotes, he has bald eagles, he has deer. He said, I feel like I should charge. Well, then later on, we were sitting outside eating the Heaton's barbecue, and 4 deer ran across his road, and he said, that'll be $1, please.
Just charging for observation.
You think my mom has a sense of humor? My uncle has a sense of humor.
Yeah, it runs in the family.
He is really funny. Like, he'll just say some stuff or pull your leg. You can't know if he's telling the truth or not, so you have to look at my mom and say, is he telling the truth or not? She can tell if he's lying.
I'm not giving him away.
Yeah. Here, you want some of that?
Yeah.
It's a cherry seltzer you brought. Well, man, that was really bad. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to cough all over the camera.
All right.
Well, I didn't die. So my mom has a license plate that says, "But did you die?" I didn't die.
I didn't die either.
Mm.
I just bounced.
I hope y'all are having a really happy Mother's Day wherever you are, and it's a great day to celebrate our moms.
Yeah.
And I celebrated you with McDonald's, and I'm sorry.
It's not. It's all right.
I hated buying her McDonald's. It's not the best in the world to eat, but we try to be the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry out here, as Handsome Tim says, but sometimes it's hard to do that when you're in the middle of nowhere that only has McDonald's and Wendy's.
Well, there's a truck stop over there.
Well, it's a truck stop, but they said you could only have pizza, and then I didn't think pizza was good for breakfast.
No, that's all right.
So we got some McDonald's, and we got dressed, and I blow dried my hair and took a shower and wanted to look nice for going to visit my grandmother's. And what else are we gonna go? So now we're gonna leave, and we're gonna drive to the cemetery north of town where my Memaw Geneva's farm used to be, and the cemetery is not far from there. Now, I will tell you, there's about, the family line in that cemetery goes back to the 1800s, probably about 1870. I'm the genealogist for our family, so I've got the whole line of the family back, pretty far.
Okay.
I think I got back to the year 900. But anyway, I visited 15 cemeteries in this region, and I've taken pictures of all of it and almost got divorced over doing that.
That's another story.
That's another story.
We won't talk about
Just kidding. He would never. But he did say, "You're visiting too many cemeteries." But I got all the cemeteries down, and I got them all taken pictures of. And so I've been to the cemetery before, but I haven't visited her grave since the floods. So when we flooded during Imelda, our house flooded. My grandmother died during the flood, and they had her cemetery, but they had her funeral, but I couldn't come. So I didn't get to go to her funeral. So this will be my first time going to her graveside since she passed away. And I'm going to honor her. And, there's a lot of the family line there, and it goes really far back. So, and thank you for saying I look lovely. I'm trying to feel lovely to go see my grandmamas. And we're going to go to the other cemetery where her mama is buried. And it's up on a hill. And so I'm going to leave her in the car, most likely.
I'm not getting out because it's gravel. It's
It's sloped.
It's sloped.
Her ankle hurts too bad to do slopes, but
I'll be lucky to get in.
Well, like she said, she's a flatlander, y'all.
I'm telling you,
she's not a hillbilly anymore.
No,
she's not a hillbilly anymore. She
never was a hillbilly.
You were never a hillbilly?
No, I was a city girl.
You ran from Kentucky as fast as you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to Texas.
See, she ran to Texas as fast as she could.
Yep.
Well, we go to the cemeteries. We go to my we got invited to go back to her brother's house, and we found out that her niece is driving in from.
I think she's coming from Paducah.
Oh, okay.
She's driving back. Sorry.
And
back from wherever.
Yeah, well,
going back to wherever.
Yeah, she's coming, but she lives in another state. So anyway, she's driving in, and we're gonna go see them, and then we have to go to my dad's brother's house that has the dresser. Oh, I didn't get to tell them about the dresser.
The dresser.
So you guys, this whole trip was because of the dresser. So
and
the dresser
and the dresser and the whole
Yeah.
Go.
I'll just make sure you're finished. Are you finished? The whole truck and the whole dresser. She has some resentment against the truck. So the truck was necessary to get the dresser. Normally we would have taken your Subaru and we would have been putt-putting along in a little red Subaru sitting on the ground, and trucks would have tried to run us over like a little peel bug. But we are in the truck, and it's true. It's small.
Okay.
It's small. it's low to the ground. It's a low rider.
Okay. Keep talking.
So we went and saw the dresser at my uncle's house, and it's an old, help me out with the name of it.
East Lake Victorian,
1890 dresser with a peach kind of colored marble top with 2 drawers, a mirror that swivels around, very ornate, but it's missing a handle. So it's a gold-plated hearts, has hearts on it, gold-plated rectangular handle. My mom I'm so proud of you. She searched the internet, found a set of them, original set, 1890s great condition, and I ordered them to be delivered to the house. So we're going to be able to replace the handle that's missing on it. And then my uncle said the mirror can come unscrewed. We're going to put that in the cab of the truck, and we're going to put the dresser in the back. So I showed my uncle all the things I brought to wrap it up, and then he came up with a system. So he said, does the bed of your truck with the bed cover ever get wet? And I said, yeah. He said, so we'll put the tarp down, then we'll put the egg crates, then we'll put the quilts, then we'll wrap it all up, and then we'll tie it with the bungee cords, and then we'll anchor it to the front part of the cab so it doesn't fly around.
Okay. And cover it with a tarp too. Right?
And cover it with the tarp, but like a cocoon.
Yeah.
Like a cocoon.
Yeah,
we're gonna cocoon it, and then we're gonna pull the bed cover over it, and then we'll put the mirror in the back wrapped in quilts. So I brought 12 quilts, egg crates. I mean, this thing has made it since 1890. Like,
don't want to mess it up.
I don't want to mess it up.
But we're not going back on the bad roads.
We're not?
Nope.
Oh, because we're not going
the
through
other way.
Nashville.
Yeah, we're going the other way. There's only 2 major places we're going through.
Because we changed. Oh, because we're gonna go by the
did.
Western Kentucky Parkway down through Lake Barkley. Well, we came through Nashville. But yeah, because Memphis and Nashville, so we came this other route. Well, that might help with the roads, because the roads were so bad. And now I want to clarify something. When I say the roads were bad, I'm not talking about the Helene washout roads. I'm not talking about that, and I meant no disrespect to that. I mean, I know the roads are, still being built. What I was specifically talking about when I say the roads are bad is there are potholes and worn away areas that are created by the 18-wheelers that are in Memphis and north of Memphis, between Memphis and Nashville.
The pavement is really
The pavement is potholes, and you have to kind of weave around the potholes. And, I wasn't meaning like from Hurricane Helene, and I think that's what a lot of people said, like, well, our roads are bad because of the hurricane, but
no,
that's
this
not
just normal traffic.
It's normal wear and tear, potholes and
It
stuff.
hadn't been repaired, and maybe they don't have the funds for it. I don't know.
Well, they have the funds, and they just hadn't appropriated it for the roads yet. But
Who knows,
it was really difficult navigating that road. So I'm worried about the dresser. I'm worried about the dresser because I don't want the dresser bouncing around. And when I asked ChatGPT if I could lay it like this, he said the marble top is more at risk of fracture laying it on its side. So we've got to really wrap it up and protect it.
It should be okay. It's not a huge.
I'm hoping it's okay. Oh. She said, I'm afraid you're going to be seeing a lot more bad roads, unfortunately. Yeah, the roads are just not maintained like they should be. But here nor there, I think we're just going to have to take our time, like getting back. I think, we're leaving tomorrow morning, and I think we just start early, get everything packed.
Just start early.
And just start early and take our times. I think, I was driving as fast to get up here, but we need to drive slower going back.
Like I say, I don't think the roads are as bad. Because
we can't let the dresser pop up in the bed and then crack the marble, so we've got to go slower is what I think. The top is fixed to the surface of it. I'll put a short when I get to my uncle's house. I'll put a short to show you what it looks like, but the top is made like into the wood, so it's like an inset piece of marble, and it doesn't come off. I wish it did.
It's not like it's like here's the wood and here's the marble. It's like inset in between these.
Like it is part of the actual cabinet, and then there's like a little area where you put like your perfumes and your makeup and all that. That's bumpered in front of the marble, and then there's 2 drawers that sit on top, and then 3 big drawers at the bottom. Also, it doesn't have a key. It has locks, but there's no key. The key's missing. So I don't know if the 1890s East Lake. I don't know if the 1890 East Lake dressers had like the same similar keys, or if we'd have to get one made. So we'll see.
A skeleton key.
Yeah, maybe a skeleton key that fits all of them, and we could find a key for it. I mean, not that it needs to lock, but my grandmother Geneva kept her binoculars in there so that she could watch the neighbors. So she didn't ever.
We found a piece of several glasses.
Oh, inside one of the drawers was my grandmother Geneva's. Hold on. See the glasses right here? She had glasses on. Inside one of the small drawers on top was a pair of her glasses, and they still smelled like her. Broke my heart. I didn't know that was in there. There was a little stone, like a little ruby, but she didn't have anything real. Really, I don't think so. I don't think the ruby was real, but I remember as a kid, she used to keep all of her blankets and things like that. Okay, thank you. Sounds like you have plenty of cushioning to protect the dresser. You'll be fine. Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
So her glasses were in there. The ruby was in there. But she used to keep binoculars and blankets and stuff like that. So my aunt and uncle, they covered it in plastic so their cat couldn't lay on it in the garage. So we took the plastic off and we got to look at it. And
it needs
so
to be cleaned.
later today, we're going to go take it apart, get it all wrapped up, and, put it in the truck, and then we'll come back to the hotel. And I don't think anything's open really today, so I don't know where we're going to eat. I don't know what we're going to eat.
Over there?
That restaurant might be open.
Yeah.
We could eat there for dinner. There's a restaurant by the hotel. It might be open. But everything closes down around here, so we'll see what we're going to eat. Well, thank y'all for watching today, and I know I went a little over the 20-30 minute that I was going to do. But thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all are having a happy Mother's Day. I hope that you're, even if you don't hear from people that and people that you love, or whether it be your kids and they don't tell you, God sees that. So happy Mother's Day. Proverbs 31:31, to give her the gifts of her hands so she may use them as praises unto the gates of heaven. And whatever you've done in your life, you've created beautiful things with your hands, and just know that's special. I'm really happy to be with my mom on this trip, and I wouldn't have it any other way than having my mama here, with a good boundary system and lots of therapy. It makes it work.
Yes.
I love you.
Love you too. Look.
Oh, she kissed me. I kissed her on camera.
Yeah. Y'all got it. Y'all saw it.
I have proof. She kissed me on camera. She doesn't kiss me very often.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get going, and tonight when I get back to the hotel, I'll load the videos from yesterday's adventures of the railroad and my uncle and all of the family things we did, and y'all got to see some of those videos. Are going to be pretty cool. I'm happy to have them as memories, and I hope that my niece and nephew see them one day. And Quinn and Grady, just know that we both love you very much. Well, y'all have a great rest of the day, and we'll be live tomorrow on the road, and we're going to be live from the road. So we're probably going to go live somewhere around Tennessee when we're on the road together. I'd like to give y'all the post review of today and the cemetery, and just how everything turned out. Well, y'all remember, happy Mother's Day. You are loved. You deserve everything. And remember that to like and subscribe to keep seeing all the videos, and keep telling YouTube that you want to see more of Mom and Daughter. All right. Love you guys. Take care.
Bye, guys. Happy Mother's Day.
Bye, Shelly. It was so great to see you the other day. All right. I'll keep our eye on the right track. I said keep her on the right track, Mom.
Oh, I've tried.
You did a good job.
I did a good job.
You did a good job. It turned out really well. Bye, my love. Love you, handsome Tim. I'll see you tomorrow. I miss you.